Before we start doing any recreation activities, it is important for us to warm up and stretch our body first. This is to ensure muscle and joint are prepared for further action and movement. The next important part before we actually started doing the activity is to know the suitable attire and equipment needed for the activity. For badminton, we need to wear a suitable shoes that grip the floor well, give good cushioning and support to our leg. Some other badminton essentials are racket, shuttlecock, grip powder and also wristband. While doing the activity, there are some safety tips for badminton that we should know, which is first, court. There should be enough space to allow freedom of movement. And next, the techniques. Knowing how to play will reduce the likelihood of elbow, wrist or shoulder injuries. The last step of doing recreation activities are to cool down. Cool down can help to gradually slow down your heart rate and reduce risk of muscle soreness.
Today I'm going for a jog with my mom. We will run at a slow speed around this park. No tools need to be used for a jogging. While jogging, please make sure you do a few things like bring your phone in case of an emergency. Also, choose a suitable road for jogging and avoid dangerous area. If you're jogging at night, make sure your clothing must be kind of reflected so the drivers can see you. And the most important thing, make sure you bring enough water so you will stay hydrated. After activity, don't forget to cool down to relax your muscles and your blood pressure becomes more stable.
Hi everyone, my name is Farisah Binti Faizal and I will be doing the activity called football. I also will be explaining about the instructions about equipment, attire, safety measures, risk management, precautions, and instructions on how to play the football.
Warm-up is to prepare yourself for a physical activity by doing some gentle exercises and stretches. It is very important to perform a proper warm-up as it helps our body to prepare before doing any physical activity. A good warm-up will help to increase body temperature, which is beneficial to your muscles. Warming up also improves muscle flexibility and allows for more effective cooling, which means you are less likely to injure yourself or overheat throughout your exercise. To get the most benefit of warming up, be sure to warm up your major muscles like the hips, thighs, glutes, calves, chest, and shoulders. So what will happen if you skip warm up? You will injure yourself, sore muscle, and you will place unnecessary stress on your heart and lung. This sport can be played at almost everywhere because of its basic rules and equipment. Football match requires two equipment, which is a pitch and a football. A match is played by two teams and the minimum player for each team is 11 people. I only play with my sister since we are in pandemic and we are unable to invite other people to avoid COVID-19 infection. The proper attire for this activity is a shirt, socks, pants, and shoes. By choosing the right attire, it can help to improve performance, prevent injury, boosts confidence, and improves freedom of movement. Players are not allowed to wear or use anything that might harm them or other players such as jewelry and watches. Cooling down is a simple exercise that allows the body to gently switch to a resting or near resting condition after a more intensive activity. It is very important to not skip cool down because at the end of your activities, you want your heart rate to return to normal slowly. This helps you to avoid lightheadedness or a feeling of faintness. Cool down helps your breath to gradually return to the rhythm it had before you began your workout. Your cool down is an excellent time to reflect on your achievements and praise yourself for the hard effort you put in throughout the exercise. So what will happen if you skip cool down? Lightheadedness, dizziness, and fainting might happen. Increase the risk of injury and increase stress on cardiovascular system.
Hi guys, my name is Sharmon and today I will be presenting to you guys a little bit about online martial arts. So over the course of the past 30 days, I've used Skillshare and I've learned a few moves from the online martial arts class that was hosted on Skillshare. As you can see, you need a sports attire for this, you need proper shoes and a proper pair of sports attire for this. And before we go into the course, you need to also know your warm-ups. Okay, you need to warm yourself up, you need to do a few stretching exercises that can help you loosen up your muscles and your limbs. And then we can proceed to the online class. Assuming that you have already get into your sports attire and you've already loosened up your limbs, today I'm going to show you 3 simple steps from this 30-day online martial arts class that I learned on Skillshare. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share my knowledge with you, and let's just see where does this go. So, first up is the jab. Now, what you're going to do for the jab is, you're going to use your dominant leg, whichever it may be. It may be your left, it may be your right. But whatever your dominant leg is, it goes at the back. Okay? Your dominant leg acts as a pivot. So as it's a pivot, it goes behind, like this. Okay? When it goes like that, when this happens, this is your footwork. This is where you fix your legs. Unless you're moving around, this is where your legs are supposed to be placed. Now, after that, we move up to your upper body, your hips and your hands. So your hips has to be squared out. It has to be even, it has to be straight. And then followed by your hands. Now your hands has to be placed right according to your hips line. So if your hips is straight, your elbows has to match up to it. So once you've done that, your position of your hands has to be 90-degree angle. Your elbows needs to be in a 90-degree angle in order for you to pack enough power when you're throwing a jab, a straight punch or a hook. So now, after you have already acquired this position, make sure your hands are just below your eyebrows. Okay? You're going to throw your dominant hand in front. In this case, my dominant hand is my right hand. So from this, you're going to go like that. And it's going to be quick. Okay? And always remember to relax your diaphragm and breathe slowly. Relax your muscles. And when you're throwing a punch, make sure you exhale. This is what happens. Your legs are centered, your hips and your elbows are aligned, your hands are marked in place. Breathe in, breathe out, take a breather in, just like that. As you can see, the jab is a very fast and a flash punch, enough to knock your opponent down if it's given enough power. Now usually, this happens to the people who are professionally boxing. Now let's move on to the straight punch. Exactly like how you throw a jab, the straight punch lands directly straight ahead. Aiming, targeting the face in the center. Same principle, fix your legs, hips straight, elbows, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. That's what you do. So, similar like the jab, this is a fast punch, but it's aiming towards the center of the opponent's face. Now, for the last move, we're going to move on to hooks. Now, on hooks on the other hand, are a bit curved. When you curve your hand inwards, it lands directly on the cheekbone or on the ears, enough to knock the opponent into concussion or unconscious. This is how it happens. Hands up, okay? Hips, elbows in place, breathe in, breathe out. That's how you do it. And as you're throwing a hook, your elbows has to be slanted down in order for you to throw enough punch and also enough power when you're delivering the punch. That's all for me today. Take it as a hobby and also an extra skill for you guys to learn. Thank you.
So this is I put the phone here, you can see, and also I bring the handy plus for the safety, also IC and his, and also tissue here because it's sweating a lot while I ride the bicycle. Yeah, this is it for the bicycle. So basically I use the Strava apps to ride the bicycle to track how many kilometer I ride the bicycle.